Hi, my name is Kim Scanlon. I am a speech language pathologist, and I'm also the author of 2 books on toddler language development, My Toddler's First Words and My Toddler Talks. I've been a speech therapist for about 13 years, and I work a lot with toddlers and their parents. And I want to thank Becky from the SLT Scrapbook for inviting me to speak at her big EI event. I'm very excited to be here. Today, I'll be sharing some fun ways busy parents can enhance their toddler's language. I'm just going to really focus on 2 things. The first thing is going to be incorporating 10-minute play routines. And the second thing is trying to incorporate playfulness into your daily routines. So why am I so obsessed about play, particularly during a time when parents might be stressed out and when parents may not want to play with their kids because they're just so tired and stressed? Well, it's twofold. The first being that play is how children learn. It helps them with cognition, it helps them with motor development, it helps them with social emotional development, and it helps them with language learning. But why do I still think that there's a need for play to be part of a parent's and child's routines? Why do I think that's important? I think it's important because parents feel so much better when they connect with their child. And there's research to support this. And there's also some that says you just need to spend a short amount of time a day connecting and being and playing one-on-one with a child, and that it will help you feel better walking away, dropping all that mommy and daddy guilt, and walking away knowing that you are helping your child develop and possibly learn some language. So that's why I think it's so important. But I'm stressing here 10 minutes. I think that anyone can do 10 minutes. So if you were a parent who doesn't like to play, that's okay. So, what I recommend doing is pick a time during your day where you can sit down and give your one child one-on-one time for 10 minutes. Make it intentional. Put your timer on your phone and put your phone away. You should not be interrupting that one-on-one time by looking at your phone, by anything like that. It's no multitasking. Just sit down and play with your child. Now, for the child, the parent who feels uncomfortable playing, that's okay. What you can start with is watching your child and seeing how they're playing. Watch them. Talk about what they're doing. Use those self-talk and parallel talk strategies. I write about it in my books. I write about it on my blogs, and every other SLP probably here in the big EI event probably also talks about them. But start with talking about what the child's doing. And then once you're doing that, slowly get in there and start imitating them. Okay? If they're pushing a car, you start pushing a car. And then you enter their play world, you enter their world, and that's when you can really start to try to incorporate those language learning and language strategies. So, and it's only 10 minutes. And when you walk away from that interaction, you're going to notice that you feel so much better, your child feels so much better, and 10 to 1, it's going to make them feel more connected to you. And what we know about that is when a child feels more connected to you, they are not going to have, they're going to be less prone to be having some certain behaviors. They are going to be less prone to being, uncooperative. So try that. Try 10 minutes a day, and you can look in my Toddler Talks for some sample play routines. They don't have to be complicated. Now that I talked about the 10 minutes of play and how you could incorporate 10 minutes of play into your daily routine, I want to talk about how just to increase general playfulness during daily routines. So how can a parent incorporate playfulness into a daily routine? So first, think about your daily routine. Do you guys do you have a daily routine? Speech therapists should be helping parents maybe with their daily routines and evaluating their daily routines to see where language can be embedded in the daily routines. But I take it a step further by seeing if they can add a little playfulness into it. Because when things are playful and when things are fun, kids are going to want to do it, right? So first thing, since we're all busy during this time, it's going to be really important to get your children, particularly, and even toddlers can do it, to get them to participate in chores. So start them young because it's going to be a lot easier when they're older. And it becomes part of the family culture. Like, it's not just one parent who's doing everything. It's the whole family that's doing the chores together, because it makes the family better and it makes everyone happy because everyone's pitching in. So simple chores that a toddler can do are things like maybe watering the plants in the house. They're going to need your assistance, and that's okay. You can have them get the mail from the mailbox. You can have them help you wash the dishes. You can have them help you dust with that little, duster, that feathery duster. That's really fun for kids. And if you make these type of routines, these chores, if you incorporate them into your routines, it's almost going to become like a ritual. And it could be something that you and your toddler do together. And so then once it becomes consistent, because you're also going to be, remember, you're going to be talking about what you're doing while you're doing these chores. You're going to say, okay, let's go open the door. Let's put our shoes on. Let's go walk to the mailbox. Let's go get our mail. Opening, or you can have them open up the mailbox, right? Depending on how your mailbox looks and works. But so when you have a daily routine or a daily ritual that you are doing, especially with your toddler, once again, it's going to add to that bonding experience, but then it's also going to be, you're going to be exposing them to language. So with that exposure to language, there's that repetition because it's a routine, right? Repetition is so important for language learning and learning in general. And then once they start to know it, they can start trying to say some of the words, and you can try to start using some strategies. Say, I'm opening the door. Let's go put on you can point to the shoes. Let's go get the mail. And you can do things like this, throughout the day when you do have rituals and routines that you're doing with your toddler together. So, other ways you can incorporate playfulness. So when you're waiting, I feel like a lot of times, you're waiting with your toddler. If you have another sibling who's doing a sport, or you're waiting in line at the grocery store, what are some ways you can incorporate playfulness? So you can play games while you're waiting. For instance, you can play like I Spy. What do you see? I see a big balloon. And then other things you can do for playfulness is making it into like a competition a little bit, or making it into like a gross motor activity. So if you're waiting in line, you can say, okay, I'm going to wait in line standing on one foot. I'm standing on one foot. And that also helps them with identification of body parts, right? I'm touching my nose. No, you touch your nose. And then you can take turns doing silly things like this. Other things that you can do are Fingerplays while you're waiting. I love Fingerplays. Now, I don't know how I'm going to be able to show you this because I have to record this with captions. So you take your toddler's hand. I learned this from the Wiggles. It's wonderful. And I don't know how I'm going to do this. You take your toddler's hand and hold on, maybe. Hi, so I don't think that was a terribly effective demonstration of Round and Round the Garden, that finger play. So while you're watching this video on Becky's newsfeed, I'm going to demonstrate some of my favorite Fingerplays over on my stories. So if you go to Scanlon Speech, you'll see me demonstrating some of my Fingerplays, and I'll be using some language strategies to elicit language when I'm using them. So I like Fingerplays because they only involve your fingers and you and your voice. So you can do them anywhere, and they're very fun. And then the kids can start doing them almost like, they're gesturing and learning the language at the same time. So it's really, really effective. My favorite ones happen to be the Round and Round the Garden one by the Wiggles. I like the Itsy Bitsy Spider. I like I'm a Little Teapot. I like Daddy Finger, where are you? Here I am, here I am. Okay, that one. I like Where is Thumbkin, where is Thumbkin, here I am. I guess, yeah. So you get it. But I just really love Fingerplays. Another thing you can do is singing songs in the car. There are so many wonderful opportunities when you're driving to just sing in the car. So you can give them choices. Do you want to listen to Rafi? Do you want to listen to Down by the Bay? Or do you want to listen to Baby Beluga? So choices are a great way to incorporate language too, giving them choices. Do you want to listen to London Bridge is Falling Down? Or do you want to listen to Row, Row, Row Your Boat? So I think I want to wrap it up with saying that what you can take away from my 10 minutes with you is to incorporate 10-minute play routines with your child and incorporate some playfulness into your daily routines with your child, and then embed the language learning strategies in there. So if you turn it into a game, if you play around a little bit, add some fun, you're going to get cooperation, and you are going to get it to become a ritual, something that the child looks forward to. What we know about toddlers is they love doing the same thing all the time if they think it's fun. And with that comes perfect opportunities for you to elicit language from them and for you to model language for them. So one last thing is you can add a reminder on your phone. So that's what I like to do. I have at 9 o'clock, I have a reminder that goes off on my phone. It says, be kind, be calm, and be organized. So that just helps ground me a little bit. But if you are a parent of a toddler and you need a reminder to do your 10 minutes, put it on your phone. If you need reminders to add some playfulness into your daily routine, you can say, I'm going to make sure that when we clean up the living room together, that I'm going to make it into a game where we can gently toss the toys into the chest, or we can, hop on one foot while we're waiting. We can play this finger play. And I think that helps you become a little bit more intentional about what you're doing. And the takeaway is, the main point is that you're going to feel better, happier, more calm, more connected, and with that, you'll learn, your child will learn language. So I hope this has been good. You can check me out at Scanlon Speech, and you feel free to look through my books. I have a website, mytoddlertalks.com, where I share a lot of free resources. And once again, thank you so much, Becky, for having me participate. Thank you.